Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue au carnaval.
What's up Montreal, Patrick here. Today I want to try something new. I want to take this channel to a new direction where we are able to produce videos with much more information than our usual videos that we create. I want to be able to inform you on some things rather than just entertain you. Simply because we are evolving as a channel and we want to be sure that our quality is going up. Today's topic is going to be something that's much more serious than what you usually see, but nevertheless we're still going to have our event coverages and covering touristic stuff around the city of Montreal, so be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss any of that. But do stick around because I am going to end this video on a more inspirational note because I want to make you guys feel special, because you are all very, very special to me and to the rest of the cast and crew of What's Up Montreal. Without you guys, we are nobodies, and we appreciate every single time that you guys watch our videos and follow us and support us. But more than that, you are special for who you are and what you do. So today's topic is going to be on differences. When I mean differences, I mean everything, any kind of differences, whether it's any preferences or physical differences or beliefs. Because throughout history, people who are ignorant and who have fear of differences have caused a lot of harm. And that's sad because you're just hating on people who are born differently or believe in different things. And because of that, we have wars and all kinds of hate stuff that happens, and it is sad. It is definitely sad, and it is time to shed some light about it. And why talk about this? Why did I bring up this out of blue moon? What does this have to do with Montreal? Montreal recently had a freak show. That's right, a freak show. But wait, it's not your typical freak show of what you will believe. We will talk about that. We will go through history, tell you about what the freak shows were and how it caused, the secondary effects which bring us back here. It was a collective of artists that came together to create different scenes from freak shows and, give a little history tour. So you're gonna see a lot of scenes that I captured when I went to this fake freak show. So a little history about freak shows. It started back in the 16th century in England, but it only became popular in the end of 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, where technology was much more evolved and people can communicate and travel much more easily around the world, because it was definitely much more a tour thing than a more stagnant thing. The main attractions of these touring tours were called freaks of nature. What does this mean? It means people who are born differently. Now, looking to humanity, no one's the same. Not even identical twins. Everyone is different. Everyone has a difference, whether it's minor or big. But back in the days, people could not see this. Internet wasn't a thing, so by seeing someone different, it was a big deal for people. And they were curious, they were intrigued, even though it was wrong to do it. Showrunners made a lot of money of this, of just exploiting humans and putting them into cages or on stages and make them do a show in front of the public, make a fool of themselves just because they are different. It did cause a lot of negative effects. It did embed in people's cultures and fearing and ignoring and laughing at people who are actually different. Both physical abnormalities and people with mental illness were placed on exhibition and made profit from. I quote from the research, people who appeared non-white or who had a disability were often exhibited as unknown races and cultures. These unknown races and disabled whites were advertised as being undiscovered humans to attract viewers. This to show this difference went as far as racism. We've seen throughout history how racism has effect, and until this day, we still do see racism all over the world. It still hasn't disappeared just because people have different pigments of skin color. It is absurd, really. So throughout freak shows, people who are called freaks included people of color. In today's age, we would see so many other people who would be displayed on stage in freak shows, such as vegans, people with different sexual preference, people with different religion, and the list goes on and on and on, to the point where everyone is considered as a freak at the end of the day. And you may ask, why do these people are considered as freaks besides them being different? Well, what makes them different actually was because all of these traits were considered as mental illnesses, and for some reason people with mental disabilities are to be displayed and be laughed at, according to the people running the freak shows. Of course, this was all being promoted more. This type of culture was promoted because people were actually going and paying and encouraging this behavior to continue. But to put things in more perspective, in more modern age, freak shows did probably end in the 60s, but they still go on in modern form of technology, such as television. A lot of shows on television do display things to make fun of people who are different. More notably and more evidently, TV channels such as TLC, who would feature these shows about particular niches. Oh, a woman with a beard, or here are some people who are short, or baby toddlers, or I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff that I have no clue. I'm just like babbling things because I've seen things pass, but I don't even watch TLC. I don't even have television. But just to show like the evolution with technology and so on, shows like this were promoting this culture of ridiculizing and making fun of people who are basically different. And it still goes on today in 2017, almost 2018. So now we're gonna link it back to Montreal, because we have to still continue talking about Montreal, because that's what this channel is all about. I tried saying if freak shows existed here. Now we know carnivals did exist. These are the type of events where they would feature freak shows. I may be wrong in terms of if Montreal did or did not have, so I do apologize in advance. I tried really doing my research, but you guys are probably better than me, so please leave a comment down below listing me basically all the different freak shows that existed in Montreal. So linking it back to Montreal, there's a very popular figure in history who actually has a statue made of him in Saint Henry. His name is Louis Cyr. He is known to be the strongest man alive. I mean, I don't know how credible the statement is, but it was a thing. People were saying he was able to lift 500 pounds with one finger. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't lift much with one finger. I couldn't find if he was part of a freak show or any carnivals, but he did create his own touring show with his family called Le Troupe Cyr. All this to say, I could not find enough evidence to show if there was any actual real freak shows happening around Montreal. However, we do know that Montreal was much more progressive when it came to human rights and stuff. We have an abundance of cultural diversity here. We do, however, see racism still going on, and I have faced racism myself, which I will get to it very, very soon. Montreal has been more progressive in the sense that we have different events that do promote human rights and also animal rights, such as Cirque du Soleil. For those who don't know, Cirque du Soleil has no animal performance, and it's all athletes. It's all acrobats that are part of the show. So coming back, more on a personal note, when I was a kid, I would say around the ages of 11 and 12, I got transferred to a French school. I came from private, I went to a French school. It was my first time going to public school. And what happened? 9/11 happened. And that put so much fear in people. I tried to fit in. That was my only thought as a young kid. So I started scratching my skin to the point it became white. It was like more of your skin coming off, but it seemed more white. And I thought I was going to integrate myself more into the school society. However, that didn't work, or people still saw me as different. I don't know what went in my mind. I was still a kid and being peer pressured to look like the rest of my class, which was weird. And so my teacher also did not like me for being different, and also said I had an accent, so I should flunk my class. Whole weird story. But later on, like fast forwarding like almost 10 years after, I was working in a retail store and I met this girl who was an immigrant from India. She's been here by that time, like a couple of years, maybe 5 years, she's been in Montreal, and she felt the same peer pressure difference from people who are not of color. So she was actually doing the same thing. Now, we didn't even know each other back then, but she told me the story how she was actually scratching her own skin to again make it much more lighter. This is just like small cases, 2 cases, and this still goes on. This whole negativity and racism still goes on across the world, and we're still faced with it. Now, as promised, I'm going to end this video on a more lighter note. No matter who you are, what you like, who do you like, what language you speak, what you look like, doesn't matter. Because you are always beautiful no matter what. Always say that to yourself. Look yourself at the mirror and remind yourself that, you know what? I am beautiful. I am going to succeed. It is going to be an awesome day, and I'm gonna have an amazing time of my life. We are all different. Every one of us. No one's the same. That is impossible. There's no such thing as perfection, as similarities in that sense. So what's the point? What's the point of struggling and killing ourselves with all these questions of why am I like this? Why am I like that? People try to bring you down, to bring themselves up. That's called bullying. And it exists all over, and now it's even more prominent with the internet. We always see other people's lives being better, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and so on. But you know what? All that is a facade, it's a mask, it's all fake. People take a snapshot of their day, of their moment, of their 1 second of their entire life and show how perfect, how great they are. And that's all not true. With that, we tend to compare ourselves with other people to see if, to point out our imperfections. But you know what? They also have imperfections. They might not show it, they might edit it off. Something on them, whether it's physical or personality-wise or mentally or something in their lives, something is not 100% okay. And that's okay. That's really okay. This is why, in a sense, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. You shouldn't shame yourself for having this difference. You should actually celebrate it and say, wow, my difference is what makes me unique. And that's what makes you beautiful. So, with that in mind, be sure to always smile. Be sure to always be happy. And be sure to be good to others the same way you want them to be good to you. Because all that positive energy and the positive vibe will attract positive energy and positive vibes and will give that in return to you. So whatever you put out and however you feel about yourself is what others are going to feel about you. So do never ever forget that. So, what did you all think? Did you like this type of content? If you did, be sure to give that big thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to improve, change, and or if you want us to go back to our usual content. So let us know what you want to see next on this channel. We might just make that wish come true. And if you want to continue supporting us and seeing more of awesome Montreal content, make sure to click over here to subscribe, put the notification bell on to not miss any video action. Click here to watch our videos. I don't know what else to say anymore. I'm like stuck. It's like kind of the awkward ending part.